Hello and welcome, this is Melskunner, and we're back with some more Unity of Command. So let's see if we can get things going down here in the south. And I think it would be best if we did this with our tank division. So what I'd like to do is take the one that's going to deploy the furthest. Okay, those are... Alright, so they all deploy in roughly the same spot, so it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to remember, I think once you deploy at a certain spot, it does lock that spot out. So just as a precaution, I'm going to deploy one here. And then I'm going to move this unit up into the hole. Then we'll decide on who we're going to attack with, or who we're going to deploy next. Let's see if I'm right about that. Okay, so you can deploy in the same spot. Alright. Just wanted to double check that. Okay, well, I don't want to deploy any more units just yet. So who do we have the best chance at destroying here? It looks like both of these units we could full-on destroy. This unit, I could not. And there is a chance I'd get an overrun. What are you looking at supply situation? It should be good because we're right next to the road. Now, ideally, we want to keep going along the track, but I'm not sure we can pull that off. And I think getting some progress is better than none, so... I think we hit this guy here so that we can try and encircle the two that are entrenched. If we did get an overrun, means I can do another attack. Which I may hit the... French unit, or should we hit this guy? Because we know we'll get him to retreat, and if we do good damage on him, it will also weaken him. Yeah, let's do that to drive the hole wider. Oh wow, we didn't get him to retreat, but he's not going to lock us up. So, see zones of control though. This is a zone of control, so we would get stopped there. Now, I could move an infantry man up into that hole, but I do allow myself to get cut off, so I have to be careful of that kind of move. If the idea is just to encircle these guys, then I think it's alright to move up here and then destroy this unit. So that is what I'm going to do. And we'll destroy that unit just so that's out of the way. Okay, now I do have to cover this, but we'll wait on that. I could do it with the infantry here, or I could do it with tanks, but I think I'm going to move a tank up into here. This isn't a zone of control, so I can do that freely. I'll move a tank up into here. I'll hit the enemy tank. Then we'll just move on, probably, and go here, perhaps. So, go ahead and deploy. We'll deploy here to get us as close as possible. And I will move to here. That'll leave us with 3 points, or maybe it's 2 points left over. It's 3, though, right? That's how it works. Yeah, I think so. We hit the tank, and then we just move on if we don't destroy. I didn't expect that we would destroy it, but doing some casualties is better than none. I will move further because I don't think the enemy is going to be able to cut me off from supply. Well, actually they may. Now, as long as this guy's here, though, we'll be alright. So this is fine. This gains us more ground as well. Okay, so far so good. And then what I could do is I could move an infantryman up to here if I wanted to. And then we could place this guy here, but we do have to worry about this guy just crossing the river and cutting off our supply, which we don't want him to do. So I will take things, you know, a little bit one at a time. We do have infantry that can take that place. All right, let's get our last bit of armor here. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. We're going to move here. more damage to that armor. Now, I don't know what their supply situation's like, but the only way they're getting supply is from their rail line, which is over there. And it's only 8, and the river's going to slow it down. So by me owning the other side of the river, I am very likely cutting them off pretty badly from supply. So I'm tempted to move over here, as it does get us closer to doing the pincer movement. We really don't care about capturing things on this other side of the river. I mean, that'd be nice because we could get our rail line going, but we'll do that with these infantry on the other side, perhaps. That's my game plan. Again, I want to cut these guys off. Okay. Now, if this guy crosses the river, it's not the end of the world for me. So I would be alright moving infantry. I could move this infantry here, I could move it here. Honestly, I could move it there to see what I could do with the armor. Okay, that wouldn't be a good fight for me. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because them crossing the river wouldn't cut me off from supply, and they could only move the one, so that would be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and cross up with this infantry. And this guy... Well, let's do the other deployment here. This is going to be the last deployment down in the south. So I'm going to deploy here. I'm going to move up and see if we can do any damage to the armor now. I might not be able to, but... you know, it's worth a try. Okay, looks like I can do some damage. Okay, we managed to get him to retreat. I'm not sure I want to do a move just yet. I want to see what we can do with the infantry. Back up this advance. Well, the unfortunate thing is I could cross this river right now and take the river. But then my enemy could very easily cut off my line, and I actually can't stop them from doing that because I don't have enough men to back it up. So in this case, I think we just defend our line by moving here. That way they can't cut us off from supply. You know, when I say that, I can move here, and then this unit, if I use extra movement, may be able to get there. It's kind of hard to tell because of this unit being here. I may not be able to get there, and if I'm not able to get there, they cut me off from supply, and then it'd be a terrible situation. So it's kind of a risk. And also, if I move away, yeah, okay, so I can't really do that. We're just gonna have to move here. Just to stop them from cutting me off. I don't really have any good attacks either. And to ensure the cutoff of these units, I think I am going to move up across the river. Because there's nothing really that would be a problem with that. So we'll do so. And we should still be perfectly fine in supply. And we'll do the same over here. I could attack there, but again, these guys will be cut off from supply. And keeping them cut off from supply is going to be just fine for us. Okay, I'd say that turn went pretty well. Go ahead and move this unit. I'm going to move him here. Yeah, I think this is the best move. Right there. And attacking would be unwise. Okay, well that's the bottom sorted. I don't think any of these other guys deploy down there. No, it doesn't look like. Okay. So in the center, we've got, you know, the enemy has a good line here. How are we doing on supply? I could bring some men up. Kind of tighten the noose here. Well, I'm out of supply here. I am. Well, you know what? We'll deal with this later. This is just not going to be a lot of movement here. Let's worry more about breaking through here. So we have a lot of deployments that are going to happen around about this area, and we can take advantage of a hole we've kind of already punched through. So let's see if we can do that. These guys are only 4 strength. I bet we have a fairly good chance of doing a lot of damage here. Now right now this is a zone of control, but it probably won't be if we're able to break these guys. Let's go ahead. Okay, they didn't retreat, but that's fine. Now, ideally what we want to do here is we want to encircle these guys entirely, and we want to start capturing the rail line. Now, problem with that, I'm fairly certain I would be in supply. We do have to punch a hole if we can. And in that regard, coming in around behind and hitting this guy from the rear might be quite good for us. But, keep that in mind, your strength. You are strength 4. So it's not going to be a difference if I deploy this unit versus the one that's already here. It's going to be the same strength. I can come in. Well, what about you? You're also strength 4. Okay. Yeah, if I can come in and disrupt this guy and be able to push him back with my infantry, then we'll get the rail line and things will be pretty golden. Now, ideally, I'd want to sever the rail line and cut these guys off from supply. So, that is a tempting thing to do. Maybe we have the sweeping attack with one of the units that we deploy instead. Alright, I'm going to try... I mean, I'm only going to get one try at it. Unless we kill this guy. That's a possibility. If we kill this guy, then we could move in as well. So, that might be what I end up doing. For now, I'm going to go ahead and deploy. Have this unit come in. Maybe if we breach, it'll be alright. Fortunately, we did not. Well, we can still go with that sweeping move. The important thing here is we gain as much of the rail line as we can with what units we can deploy here. And I can deploy 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be... 1 would link up here. 2, 3, 4. So we can very easily just take all of this rail line here and hold it. So I'm going to kill this guy just to get him out of the way so that we can link up our line a little easier. Oops. Okay, we did get an overrun, so I can... Fortunately, I got a lot of suppression there, so... I'll hit this guy before we move. Okay, good. Decide who we're going to move here a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want the rail line. I'm going to go ahead and do the move with this unit. Okay. A little worried about how weak this unit is. The enemy actually may have a realistic chance of destroying him. Alright, I'll think about that. Let's get another Panzer in here. We'll use this unit to try and finish this guy off. Because if we don't have that supply, our one unit down there will be out of supply. So we gotta do what we can to try and knock this unit out and get the rail line. Oh, that's unfortunate. It may be worth the casualties to throw these infantrymen at this unit, because if we can get this, again, we get the rail line, so... Let's try. Okay, that's actually perfect, because we can finish him off now. Okay. So, yeah, let's link up here. Honestly, the safer move is here. Because if this guy moves, then this infantryman can move in and cut off our supply. We still have to stop this guy from doing the same thing, so I kind of have to plan things out. We don't really need units along this way now, though, so... We have 3 more. I'm gonna have the cavalry come in, hit this guy, and kill him. Because he's cornered. Why not? Then we'll finish our move. Backing up. If I come across like that, I mean, honestly, we don't have to sit on the rail line. We go like that, because they're not going to be able to cross the river and get to me. As long as I hold this spot, I'll be fine. So, yeah, sure. Move in here. Make sure they're even more cut off from supply. But yeah, all these guys should be cut off from supply now, because their supply line is coming from this rail line. That's the only way they're getting it. So, that should be quite good for us. So this is a safe spot, I think, for my tank now. The enemy is not likely going to attack me. If they do, it's across the river, and I'll be, I think, safe. We'll move there. Okay, we've got a couple of infantry units to deploy now. I'm curious. Okay, we could do casualties here. I'm going to go ahead and hit these guys. And then we'll form up at the rail line. Make sure the enemy can get to me. Granted, I could just move here. We have 2 more units coming in, so we could form a pretty solid line here. Sure, why not? They should all be in perfect supply. Wonderful. Alright. Now you should have an easy kill here. So... I'm going to switch over to this unit, and we're going to block this. We don't have to hold on to that now, because we already have the way blocked. But I think the enemy is going to come across this river here. Really sure. I could wait for them in case they are going to do that. Yeah, sure, why not? We're not that far off of where I'd be able to move anyway. Okay, so this second turn's worked out perfectly. What we needed to do, we were able to accomplish. Now let's make sure we can solidify that line. So, but here, put a unit here, and then I'll put another unit here just to make sure that we have the ground covered. Okay. It's saying that we'd have decent odds. Why not? A little bit of damage there. Okay, so these infantry units that are here, they're not good odds for us, so we're not going to take the fight. We're meant to just kind of hold the ground at the moment. So now we have the issue of this unit's out of supply. We don't really want it to maintain that problem, so... guess it'll come down this way. Actually, one way we could do this. We have you cross the river. Cross this river, because you should fly there. You come down here. You just hold here, because that's where we're in supply. Come here so they can't put too many bodies into this area. Kind of want to cut this off. These other units are entrenched. They're weak, so I'm alright with them being entrenched. We need to get stronger units in here so that we can fight the enemy when it comes to it. As I said, all these units are going to be cut off from supply. I don't remember what our objective was for a decisive victory. Obviously, we have the turn counters, 7 and 5, for a brilliant victory. And this is only turn 2, and we are threatening this area quite well here. So I think we can do this by turn 5, no problem. Okay, now the question is there anything that I need to move that I haven't moved? I don't think so. I think that was a pretty successful turn, so I think we can end it. I hope I haven't overlooked something. I mean, the river here should stop these men from being able to just cross the river and cut off my rail line. They have to stop at the river. You could cross here, but that's not going to do you any good. You're not going to be able to cut off my line, so we should be fine. So, end turn. And we'll see if I'm right. They're out of supply. They're going to try and work their way. I'm actually surprised. How are these guys still in supply? Oh, we took a casualty there. These like some kind of more elite infantry? The fact that they were able to hit me there and not take any casualties is somewhat surprising. They could have just been good luck on their side, but... okay, they're falling back here. Again, I'm not exactly sure how all these guys are in supply. I don't feel like I've missed anything. How are these guys in supply? And how am I not in supply? I was in supply just fine a little while ago. What's going on? Oh, weather. Well, that sucks. So what's the deal here? Yeah, I really have no idea how that guy hit me that hard. So how are these guys in supply? I cut the rail line. There's no way they should have been in supply. I don't understand how that works. They don't have supply here. Unless, like, the cities accumulate supply. Very strange. Alright, well, we do have some infantry coming in. Let's see where they're going to deploy. We have one there. And another one there. Okay. Yeah, these guys should have been cut off. I don't understand. Well, we'll make sure that it's more of a cutoff, I guess. Maybe their supply is so great. That could be it. It's a range 12, so they're probably just barely in range, because, I mean, I can't see the numbers, but it's coming from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, alright, that's how they're keeping supply, because I didn't cut it off enough. Well, we'll do that this turn, no problem. So, okay. So they cross the river here. Interesting. We'll have to work to make that threat go away. In this case, I'm not sure if I could move in here and stay in supply, but it hurts their supply if I do it, in my mind. So let's go ahead and take this town and sever the rail line. Matter of fact, the further up that I sever the rail line, the worse it's going to be for them. I can't quite take that supply, but I can do that. I'm still in supply just fine. Okay, I'm going to kill this guy. Start moving. They didn't stop me from crossing the river, so we'll do so. Go ahead and move in here. You're gonna cross. Maybe not. I mean, I could cross in other ways. Supplies still are somewhat fine. Yeah, I'm gonna cross the river here. Good. We'll be able to get supplies in here anyway, so... Alright. My job is to keep these guys cut off. And I have to remember he crossed the river, didn't he? Sure did. His attempt to try and cause me some issues. Go in and attack him. Try and stop him from off. This is the thing that I hate about cut-off units, is they love to do this. The AI loves to do this. It likes to try and cut you off from supply. Despite how badly they're cut off from supply, they just go ahead and be that nuisance. Everybody here's in supply, so I don't really have to capture this rail line if I don't want to. I'm gonna hold off on the south for now. I want to do the north because that's kind of the important area to push into. So with the infantry retreating, you now have to protect this line to prevent them doing damage. Damage can you do as well? All right, we'll hit with you. Got you off that. Have the tank hit here. So again, cutting off supply is the most important thing here. So I have to calculate out how I can cut supply, still maintain my lines in a way that it's not going to be threatened. So if I move here, and I'm able to put an infantryman here, which I should be able to do no problem, the enemy's abilities to cut me off is going to be pretty limited. So move there. Goal here is roll up the supply line as far as I can while still trying to maintain my own. So all of these units here can move along this line, but I have to hold on to the rail. So how many units do I have? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out without them being able to cut me off. So that is what I'm going to do. May have miscalculated, but we'll see. So you're on the other side of the river. If I can do any amount of casualties, I may just go ahead and hit you. I kind of want to do damage as I go, though. Not use tanks in the way that they're intended is... Go ahead and hit here. Cornered. So we should be able to then form up here. It's fairly important I do this, because getting these guys out of supply as quickly as possible is the most important thing I can do. Okay. That's one less unit I have to worry about. I can't move into this spot easily. So cavalry goes here. That's to ensure this guy can't go anywhere that would hurt me. He comes down. Again, the odds are bad. Engagements. I don't know why they're so bad. Is it the weather? Guess so. Okay, well, it should affect them just as much if the weather affects them on their turn. Alright, so we've got them cordoned off. Let's keep here. Use the tanks. Although we do have to hold on to rail line, don't we? Well, if I hit here, I should be able to back off. Not going to be a lot of casualties, but hey, it's something. Stop them from being able to cut me there. Alright, I'm fine with moving here and destroying this unit. Now all I have to do is hold this ground. That will be that. I mean, honestly, being able to hold this is what matters, but I need to keep that supply line going. So we'll wipe this unit out. There to maintain. And honestly, they don't really have anybody over here that can... Like, there's more forces over here. That's what worries me. Okay. So I should be able to freely come down and hit this unit. So we will do so. It's possible they'll be able to move up quite a bit if I don't plan for it. So I'll just cross like that, hit here. I guess if I want to form some kind of line, I can do so. Moving the tank here, because none of this infantry will be able to move in enough to cut off the rail line here. So, fine with that move. I'm sure there's a more optimum move where we could still stop their advance, but I just don't want them to have the possibility of being able to cut me off. Okay, now that we've done that, the center is mostly just going to be about getting back into supply, because right now some of my men are not in supply, and that's a real problem. So you're going to move to here. You are going to here. You are going. Now should be in supply. Much as that was fairly lucky here, I'm going to continue to move units in because, hey, if they break their own entrenchment, I'm fine with that. Then we have the 2 units that are going to deploy here. I'll put this guy here, and he's going to come in there. Okay, this guy. Play and come here. If they do some casualties to me, oh well. We'll be able to handle it, I think. Okay, so that was the north and the center. Yeah, I think did our job there. So the rest of this southern bit. Well, definitely I need to stop this guy from being a threat, as he can cut me off from supply quite easily. I might be able to wholly prevent him by moving like this. The problem is, yeah, okay, we can stop this guy. So, go here. Move this unit over here. This is to stop this guy from just crossing the river, causing me all kinds of issues. We'll do the same thing here. And then this unit moves to here. And I sure hope that that cuts his ability from going around me. I mean, I would assume that I have a zone of control here. I don't really want to attack him in this situation. Maybe next turn it'd be okay. Right now, we take heavy casualties attacking him. Okay. I'm trying to destroy this unit without wasting actions that would be more valuable other places. Let's try moving our tank up and destroying cavalry here. Got quite lucky there. Okay. So if I move my infantry down to here, I can kill that. And I can cross the river. Okay, I mean, that doesn't matter that he went there. That's fine. So now it doesn't really matter if I hold this spot, so we'll hold here so this guy can't just come in and cause me problem. Okay. Oh, come on. All right. We're going to keep going with an aggressive move. I would like to link the 2 forces together. This may be too aggressive and we may get cut off from supply. An alternate move is I just go after this location, but I think it'd be fairly easy for them to stop that. So yeah, let's work for this. Kill these units that are kind of in the way. There's a possibility they'll be able to cut me off from supply, and I may not be able to stop them from doing so. But, you know, what the heck. One turn cut off from supply isn't the end of the world. We can do them severe damage. Okay. Well, to try and stop them from being able to cut me off from supply. I'd be alright with this guy going this way. As long as we're able to kind of hold some kind of front here. Like so, for example, if I move here, I don't think there's anything they can do. Well, I say that. My supply is coming more from this bridge, isn't it? Okay, so actually, let me undo that move. We do want to maintain this. Okay. Well, it's not too hard to maintain. All we have to do is move a guy here. We keep this guy here. We move this guy down. They shouldn't be able to cut me off from supply without, of course, these guys probably will be able to pull it off, but we're trying to keep that lane open to some regard. I just wish the attack here wasn't so bad, but next turn they'll be cut off even worse from supply and we'll be able to take more advantage. Okay, well, I think that's a turn. I don't believe I have any other attacks. I mean, I could do stuff with this guy. Like, for example, we could cross the river here and attack. There would be really no point to that. Other than just stopping this guy from crossing the river. I'll take it. Okay. That will stop him from crossing the river easily, which is, I think, a good idea. Alright, that's a good turn, I think. These guys now should be cut off from supply, and then in 3 turns they'll be useless, and we'll be able to just destroy them. Unless I'm missing something, that should be what happens. So, let's end the turn. Like they may try and cut me off from supply. I don't know how successful they're going to be. May have staggered my men enough that they can't actually pull it off. Looks like the pincers are going to come together. Okay, they did pull it off with 1 unit, but that's 1 unit. It's not the end of the world. And all these guys are cut off from supply, which is fantastic. Going for that attack again, and again he pulls it off without taking any casualties. That's amazing. We'll see how he feels next turn. No surprise here, they're backing off. Okay, well, I think this is going to be a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.